Welcome back, everybody, to our weekly energy report for empaths and energetically sensitives. We're going to be looking into the collective energy forecast week 24 that starts on Sunday, June 9th till June 15th. My name is Yona Brindis, and I'm a professional energy healer and energy coach. And what I'm reporting here for you is supposed to help you to contextualize better what it is that you are experiencing. There are some intense energies around, and I know I say this every week. I sound like a broken record, and I have just posted a video, another concepts for empaths or awakening essentials that handles collective triggers and how to deal with those intense energies. And I want you to really tune into this after the energy update, maybe, because these times here, this current week that we are in and the next week that is coming is really, really intense. We really won't feel a lot of relief until week 25, the week of the solstice. And even though the energies are going to be pretty intense there as well, they're going to be intensely harmonizing. So more about that next week. For this week, I don't expect it to be as overwhelming as last week. Tune into what is going on here right now. The way this looks to me as an energy coach, because I deal with people's energy every week, is that many of you are starting to become a lot more aware of your inner stuff, but you are a bit overwhelmed by the pressure to change, and you don't really know how to change. This is sort of the kind of conversation, the kind of coaching session that I have here almost daily right now. And I want to, take the pressure out here for you a little bit, because remember, this isn't about one way, and this isn't about perfect. This isn't about, making a decision right now that's going to determine the rest of your life. This shift that we are feeling is about us realigning to our own sense of self, to who we truly are, so that we can feel stronger within ourselves, so that we don't fall for all this outer control, be it through the media, through politics, through things that are going on at work or in our families. Right? The whole point of this spiritual awakening is not to become enlightened and sit on a mountaintop. The whole goal of this journey is to become more conscious, to become more aware of the choices you have in life, and the fact that you actually do have a choice. All right. So when we fall into our emotional or physical or mental or sometimes even spiritual abyss, it feels like we don't have a choice. And that can then lead us to basically dig our grave even deeper, because now that we are feeling overwhelmed, that we're feeling entrapped, everything, our body, our emotions, our critical inner voice reacts, based on this fight, flight, or freeze. And we don't know what to do. Many of us here in this sort of spiritual awakening community freeze. Okay, and we sort of duck under, we isolate, or we numb ourselves, and we think that we are a victim of our circumstances and that there's no way out. And I want you guys to know that there are many ways out. Okay, you just can't see them right now. And when you feel trapped in a place like this, what you need to learn is how to actively shift your energy, so that you can see those options. So you cannot see the choices and the options you have when you are in a low vibratory place. And this is part of most of the control mechanisms that we can identify, whether it's these outer, societal control mechanisms or in our relationships. What they do is they steer us into our ego. They steer us into our, the place where we merely react robotically almost, and not really feel we have the right or the space to respond. And all this, happens really through a very complex network of illusions within ourselves. Last night I was reminded on the fact that 98% of our mind is inactive. We are really only perceiving 2% of our mind's capacity. Only 2%. And these 2%, guys, this is what you're hearing. Those are the critical inner voices that you hear. Those are the inner dialogues that you have. That's part of your resistance. And they dominate the way you see yourself, the way you see the world. Now, some of you may ask, oh, I wonder what it would be like if my mind would be on 100% functionality. Well, the truth is, though, these other 98%, those are part of your consciousness. Those are in a broader bandwidth than what you can perceive as your sort of aware thought process. So you allow these 2% that create this mental thinkingness to determine your reality, completely forgetting, probably not even knowing, because nobody told you this, that if you shift your energy to a broader bandwidth, you can experience life in a completely different way. And that is kind of like I don't want to say tip, because this is more of an overall journey here for you in these next years, is to learn how to tune into these other 98% of your capacity. Now, emotionally and physically and so forth, this doesn't always reflect in your life right away. But those of us who can begin to really feel the joy of being, and this deeper feeling that comes when you connect with something on a deeper level, or with a person on a deeper level, as a life changer. You may not have all your practical problems resolved yet, but until you can see that there is actually a different perspective, and you begin to let go of all the content, of all the nitty-gritty perfection, I have to do this, and I have to wear red socks, and I have to do a certain pose in order to connect with your spirituality, you'll begin to see how ridiculous that is. Our ability to tune into this divine Wi-Fi, as I call this, is inherent in all of us. It's these 98%, okay? So I'm asking you, what would you rather go by? The 2% that you get mesmerized by, and that your ego tries to maintain ownership of and says, yeah, this was my idea. This is my thing. I did this. I. All right? Or the 98% that are coming in through, sort of divine creation, that have literally brought you here in the first place, and that can provide a wisdom for you that allows you to transcend your circumstances, your limitations. Which part would you rather trust? See, the problem is we only trust in those 2%, and they're often faulty to begin with, because we've been conditioned and programmed and all that kind of stuff. So they're not even yours. And when collective energies come in and trigger stuff in you, it's mostly your conditioned stuff that gets triggered. Your shit magnets, okay? And yes, I'm saying this like, it's easy peasy. No, it's not. It's simple, but it's not easy. If it was easy, we'd all transcend our shit magnets. It's not. But those of us who have that energetic sensitivity, who can tune into this, and who feel that there's something beyond, that there's something beyond those 2%, those of us are on the right track. There is a lot more, guys. So all I really want to do for you here is to motivate you to cross that bridge, or at least get to this river where you begin to see how this leads into the ocean, and use whatever canoe, can help you to get to the other side. But don't think just because it got you over to the other side of the shore that you have to schlep this canoe with you. Or don't sit there and plan your journey out and come to the conclusion that you need 20 canoes in order to get where you want, and then get stuck in trying to figure out how to get these 20 canoes and how to schlep them around with you. Okay, so basically what I'm talking about is letting go of rigid beliefs. Okay, so next week, guys, this kind of awareness and this kind of reflection is what you will need to integrate, your own spirituality, your own soul integrity. All right, you'll get a lot of triggers from the outside, and you'll get bombardment that will violate or will try to violate your own boundaries again. So for you to withstand that, you have to be able to stand in your center. You need to know what your values are, what your virtues are, what your integrity is, and what is sacred to you. And for those of you who are dealing with all the physical issues that come with this, guys, because it's pretty much all chakras are involved here in this next week. My tip for you is don't focus too much on individual stuff, all right? Focus on how to find your center, how to ground your energy. And for those of you who are a bit more creative or feel like you want to explore a bit more, really develop your own healing rituals that clearly help you to, get past one of these rivers that your life presents to you. But then keep moving. Healing rituals are there for you to have a new experience, to clear some of the old stuff away, all right, and to help you center. And this is then what increases your awareness, what increases your consciousness. It's not all the stuff that you read or all the stuff that you think you have to have an opinion about. So in conjunction with others, guys, what I'm talking about is this true self-awareness. Also provide this for others. Don't judge others. Really practice non-judgmental listening this next week. Even to your own critical inner voice. Many of you who are already aware of your critical inner voice, beat yourself up over your critical inner voice. You have like a second critical inner voice that criticizes your critical inner voice. Guys, there is no end to the length that the ego will go to control you, to maintain these 2%, the tiny little fraction that it believes it can control. Well, the truth is it can't even control that one, but we need that part. That's what, provides our survival mechanisms and, allows us to get through, things that could be potentially, life degrading, or that could potentially kill us. So we do need our ego, and going against your ego isn't the answer either. You have to tune into the 98 instead of going against the 2. That's basically the trick here for getting through these times of heavy bombardment. All right, I want to go to the giveaway that I do at the end of every energy update here straight away. And I promised last week, because the tickets for our energetic navigation and etheric visioning intensive this weekend, they went away so quickly within a few seconds, really, that I said I'm going to give away another 2 tickets. So this week's giveaway is the same as last week's giveaway, which is 2 tickets for our remote energy intensive 3 days. Those are 3 sessions. They're done remotely, which means you don't have to travel anywhere. You can do this from home, teaching you how to feel your etheric, how to maneuver your etheric, and how to navigate through your inner worlds, outer worlds, or inner energies, outer energies, and even all the way to how to navigate dimensions. So this is a meta learning tool, as I call this. This is a different way of learning. And if you are curious about this or resonate with this and you would like to have your first-hand experience, then please type into the text, I want to, let me read the exact phrase or else we get confusion here. I want to learn how to navigate my etheric energy body. Other than that, guys, check in my YouTube channel, the playlist, Concepts for Empaths, Awakening Essentials. You'll find the most important concepts that I, sort of keep repeating over and over again there, and they can help you to gather information and learn. And we already have our first winner for today. Yes, so please give me your email address. Without those, you won't really understand the emails that you get. All right. So one ticket is already gone, guys. Wonderful. And one last shout out here. I know I've been bombarding you, but that's also my own excitement. Once a year, only once a year, you can see me live, work all this in action, in person. And this year, you're going to be able to see me in Iceland. That is from the 20th to the 22nd of June in a wonderful eco-village where we're going to show you for 3 days how to really attune to all this and how to set this into your practical life, how to apply this. All right, guys, thank you so much for coming. Share those videos, subscribe to the YouTube channel and the email list. Sorry, Facebook, you are really lagging today, so I hope that the stream here works well. And as always, there's going to be a edited version, and for those of you subscribed to my Patreon channel, a separate video with energy tips. Thank you, and see you next week.